It is written, my people perish for a lack of knowledge. So many things that's being unfolding right now with the whole situation, that basic lack of knowledge or basic information could have helped tremendously. For example, so many people are tied up with these non-disclosure agreements that they're afraid to speak up or speak out about what's been happening. A NDA does not apply to when crimes are being committed. There is no NDA ever that would covering up a criminal activity. People think that they cannot speak or say anything about certain things because of papers that they signed. That is not the case. The abuse is grounds to end any contract that you have with anyone. If they're stepping outside of the contract, outside of contractual activities and duties that are agreed in the contract and part of your job description, and making you do things that have nothing to do with that, especially if those things are criminal activities or sexual abuse, participating in things that you don't want to participate in. That nullifies any contract. That's grounds to end any contract. These people in the industry prey on the fact that the people that they're dealing with do not have the education and do not know the law. So they hand them or feed them a bunch of mumbo jumbo, which is not correct. It is not true. Again, fear-mongering. So they feel trapped and as though they cannot do anything about what is happening. And that is not true. Also, there are specific agencies, multiple agencies, designed to aid people in the situations and circumstances that they've been placed in. Federal agencies, state agencies, all kinds of support groups that could be of great help. There's help out there. You don't have to go through what you're going through alone. But again, it's a matter of lack of knowledge. And another pointer I want to bring out is that you don't have to go to the devil to utilize and to flourish in talents and gifts that God gave you. Don't you see the contradiction right there? God blessed you with talents and abilities. God will flourish those talents and abilities. He will elevate you in your talents and abilities and skills that He gave to you. You don't have to go to the devil with what God gave you and expect any good to come of it. Think of the price that is being paid. Think of the fact that everyone else, except the artist, is making a fortune off of their hard work and labor, when had it been done a different way, the artist would have been the greatest beneficiary of their talents and skills and abilities. And again, it's never too late to correct a bad situation or circumstance. It's never too late to undo what has been done. There's strength in numbers. There are so many people who have been victimized. Stand united. Be a support system for one another, because no one else will understand what you're going through, perceive it, and believe it the way someone else who has gone through it will. I understand and know because I've seen it. I've been involved too much in some of that stuff in my youth. And I don't question for a moment when people are telling their stories, the truthfulness of them. You can help other people in the situation or circumstance you're in while helping yourself, because the act of helping someone else will help heal your wounds, your hurts, your shame. It will help heal all of that. And I could say this from experience. Your self-esteem, everything that has been damaged, everything that the enemy took away from you, it can be restored. Not just restored, but strengthened and renewed on a level beyond anything that it would have been prior, or anything that it was prior. But you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe you're worthy, despite everything that's happened, despite all the mistakes you made, including the ones you blame yourself for that wasn't your fault. Especially the females, because a lot of times we harbor a lot of guilt and shame and blame for things that we had no control over. And it really wasn't or should not fall on our shoulders, but we bear the burden of it anyway. And something that definitely needs to be addressed: the stigmas about males being raped and males being abused sexually. Because I'm watching the media and I'm seeing what's going on and what's coming out, and nobody's calling it rape. No one is, they're downplaying it and minimizing it because there are males involved. No. Rape is rape is rape. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't minimize it. You're not the one who's gone through it. Don't you dare minimize it. Having been a person who has experienced that, that's something you never will forget as long as you live. Don't you dare minimize it. Don't let the media and people downplay it or soft pedal it or try to cover it over. No. Now that this information is out, keep it out and make sure it is clear the severity of what was done, the severity of how that affects a human being. Some people have been shattered to the point of no return. Some people have taken their own lives because they couldn't live with what had happened to them. There's no minimizing or downplaying or soft pedaling that under no circumstances. Some are in the process of being broken. They're still being worked on. Others have partially healed, or at least grown a scab over their wounds to where it's not a gaping wound for everybody in the whole world to see. And they're able to manage and cope, but they still have a tremendous amount of healing to do deep down inside before they're ever as whole as they once